A very good morning to you, wherever you're watching us around the world. This is Superscreen News at 10. I am Olamide Onwunka. Many thanks for joining us. The federal government has commenced an investigation into the recent revelation that ahead of the 2015 general elections, a general billionaire and supporter of former President Goodluck Jonathan paid £2 million to Cambridge Analytica to hack into the medical records of President Muhammadu Buhari, the then candidate of the All Progressives Congress. A presidential official who spoke on condition of anonymity disclosed this to journalists that the government is also probing the report, which suggests that the consulting firm that combines data mining, brokerage and analysis with strategic communications for electoral process manipulated Nigeria's 2007 elections by organizing campaigns to weaken the chances of the opposition party. The federal government has released a fresh list containing 23 names of alleged Nigerian looters. The federal government said the list of the alleged looters, which was released on Friday, was based on verifiable facts, including the amount involved, the date the amount was collected, and where it was taken. One of the names released on Friday is the national chairman of the PDP, Uche Secondus, who allegedly collected 200 million naira from the office of the former National Security Advisor. Secondus, however, denied the allegations and gave Mohammed 72 hours to retract the statement and also pay him 1.5 billion naira as damages. While releasing a flash list of alleged looters in Lagos, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, disclosed in a statement that the Friday's list was strategically released as a teaser. The minister also said the PDP's reaction to the looters list has shown that its recent apology was just an induced act to deceive unsuspecting Nigerians to vote for the party in the 2015 general elections. A former governor of Sokoto State, Atahiru Bafarawa, has alleged that the 5 People's Democratic Party governors who defected to the All Progressive Congress, APC, in 2014 paid $100 million naira each before they were admitted into the then opposition party. Bafarawa, who disclosed this to journalists, said the former PDP governors agreed to pay 100 million naira each to the National Secretariat of the party so they could automatically become leaders of the APC in their respective states. The former PDP governors who defected to the APC in the build-up to the 2015 general elections are Rotimi Amechi of River State, Rabiu Kwakonso of Kano State, Murtala Nyako of Adamawa State, Abdul Fattah Ahmad of Kwara State, and Aliyu Wamako of Sokoto State. Reacting to Bafarawa's allegation, the PDP former governors debunked the allegation, maintaining that they did not pay any money before or after defecting from PDP to APC. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondus, has given the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, 48 hours to withdraw a statement against him or face litigation charges. According to the spokesperson for the PDP chairman, Ike Abonyi, who disclosed this in a statement, Secondus made the demand in a letter to the minister by lawyer Emeka Etiala. You will recall that the minister had alleged that the party chairman collected 200 million naira from the office of the National Security Advisor in 2015. In the letter, the two dated March 31, 2018, and addressed to the minister, the party chairman also demanded a retraction apology and a payment of 1.5 billion naira as damages. The lawyer alleged that the said publication has damaged the image of Secondus, as he has been humiliated, castigated, and vilified by many as a result of the falsehood publication by the minister. Now, a former governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, has officially declared for the July 14 governorship race in the state. The current Minister of Mines and Steel Development said he was persuaded to join the race because of noticeable pangs of poverty, frustrations, and misery of Ekiti people. Fayemi made his ambition known at a news conference after hosting leaders and scores of members of the All Progressive Congress from the 16 local government areas and the 177 wards of the state at its Ison Ekiti country home in Oya local government area of the state. Fayemi is the 35th aspirant to formally declare interest in the governorship poll on the platform of the APC. A former Deputy Senate President, Ibrahim Mantu, has revealed why he confessed to rigging elections for the former ruling party, People's Democratic Party. During an interview with journalists, a former minister of the PDP's Board of Trustees, Ibrahim Mantu, said he was actively involved in compromising election officials, security officers, and even agents of rival parties to either assist in rigging and candidates of the PDP to victory or look the other way in cases of obvious rigging. Mantu also said he decided to confess to election rigging because he is tired of the negative perception Nigerians have abroad, stating that he is also in lack of the poverty in the country. The former Senate President said he hopes his confession will result in good governance by the election of credible people who will prudently manage the resources of the country and ensure equitable wealth for everyone into public office. A member of the House of Representatives, Mutiu Shadimo, has charged youth in Oshodi Solo local government area to be self-independent by using their skills to create enrollment employment for themselves. Shadimo gave the charge at a program to celebrate youth who participated in a 3-month skill acquisition program in the local government.
My understanding is that there's so much poverty in the land. And unemployment is growing, and youth are becoming more criminals because they don't have anything to do. They are idle. Therefore, the only thing I can do is to ensure a kind of empowerment to them. So gradually, we can liberate the mind of the youth, we can engage them so that they have something to do. They can feed themselves, no matter how small. So I think that will take them away a bit from the crime.
The youth has not been given enough concern and chance. An idle hand is at devil workshop. Because this one that will be empowered today, I think they are being empowered for good. I must talk about the issue of the happening in the nation today. Unemployment, insecurity, and the likes. It is happening because a lot of the youth, after they go to school and they become graduates, the nation has forgotten to keep them idle. They only use them as tools of destruction during an election period. To carry ballot box, to go and steal. Look at the herdsmen and the rest. No sane society in the world where they
Over 200 internally displaced persons have enrolled for the 2018 West African examination in Ohogwa of their Northeast local government area of Edo State. Coordinator and caregiver of the camp, Solomon Folorunshaw, who disclosed this development to newsmen in Benin City, said there is need for government and well-meaning Nigerians to support and do more interventions for the internally displaced persons.
Over 60 for JAM, over 200 for WAEC. We are just now trying to raise funds to enroll them for NECO exams. Like I told you, we didn't start today. At the moment, there are very many in different institutions. University of Benin, Edo State University, Iriamo, University of Maiduguri, Polytechnics, College of Education here and there. Even some are already in the Polytechnic at Ogara. We have always pleaded with everyone who had given us opportunity to speak to them, to help. Some give as small as 5 naira, some give 10, some give like 50,000, some give us even more than that. So we usually put this together and use it to fund their education. Like in this place, every donation we get, some go for feeding, medical needs, education, salary, security, fuel and diesel, and what have you. So we do our best to be prudent, to be sincere and transparent.
You're watching Superscreen News at 10. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some news from the business world. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for some business stories. Figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has revealed that the federal government recorded a fiscal deficit of 2.14 trillion naira in its operation in the 2017 fiscal period. An analysis of the report showed that the fiscal deficit for the 2017 financial year is lower than the 2.19 recorded in 2016. The report put the total obtained revenue of the federal government during the period at 2.76 trillion naira, while the expenditure was put at 4.9 trillion naira, resulting in overall operational deficit of 2.14 trillion in the 2017 year. Now, telecoms companies under the auspices of the Association of Licensed Telecommunication Operators of Nigeria have dragged the National Assembly to court over its incessant summons of their chief executive officers. The companies, who filed a legal action at the Federal High Court in Abuja, also demanded an explanation on the specific nature of information which the National Assembly could lawfully request from private companies. The ALCON chairman, Benga Dibayo, who disclosed this to journalists in Lagos, said the judicial move became necessary as telecom firms' CEOs had become inundated with incessant summons from different committees of the National Assembly to appear before them. The association also asked for an order restraining the Parliament from serving any further summons on the telecommunication companies pending the determination of the suit. Reactions have continued to trail the reduced land use charge by the Lagos State government. A participant at the state public hearing for stakeholders to make their contributions on the reduced land use charge, Onyekachi Ubani, asked the Lagos State government to take the input of the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors.
Lagos State is a special state for recanting and listening to the voice of the people. To me, that again shows quality leadership. So what they need to do now is to take all the inputs, especially from that of the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors or valuers. There's something they say that is very key. You don't charge based on the value of the property you assign to it. You base upon what the property will generate to me in a particular year. If my property is worth 100 million, you don't ask me to pay tax on 100 million. Rather, you now take a figure of what the property will generate for me within a specified year and tax on it. That's the way it's been done abroad and not the way they wanted to do it. 100 million, you tax me on 100 million. No, tax me on what the property will generate to me within a year or what the value is worth within a year. That's the way it's going to. So I am sure that when they come up with the amendment, it's going to take all into consideration all the input of the stakeholders who made meaningful contribution at the floor of the House during the amendment process.
Minister of State for Power, Works and Housing, Suleiman Hassan, says ongoing projects across the country by federal government will boost agriculture and enhance the economy of the nation. Hassan, who disclosed this to journalists in Gombe State, said the federal government is committed to improving roads, rail lines and waterways to enhance economic growth. The minister also said all the ongoing project is to boost the agricultural potentials of the country. According to him, a lot of economic activities is also ongoing along the roads apart from creating employment opportunities for people working at the sites. You're watching Superscreen News at 10. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take some foreign stories and some sports stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Superscreen News at 10. And now for some news on the foreign scene. Botswana has inaugurated Mogwitsi Masisi as its 5th president in a ceremony designed to highlight a smooth transition of power in one of Africa's strongest democracies. The former vice president took over from an Ian Khama who stepped down after his term limit to 10 years was reached. Elections are scheduled for next year in Botswana. The International Criminal Court, ICC, says a Malian man accused of war crimes and crimes against humanity, Al-Hassan, has been taken into custody in the Netherlands. The court said Al-Hassan Mahmoud, identified by the ICC as the de facto chief of Islamic police during the conflict 5 years ago, was handed over by Mali's authority and transferred to a detention center in Hague. The suspect, who was active in Timbuktu during 2012 and 2013, is accused of using torture, sexual slavery, and persecution on religious grounds, in addition to extrajudicial sentencings, acts of violence, attacks on religious monuments, and other war crimes. The court identified al-Hassan as a member of Ansar Deen, an al-Qaeda-linked armed group that sought to establish strict Islamic law in Mali. The ICC prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, said the case reinforced her office's commitment to bring forward cases only guided and built on strong evidentiary foundations to forbear. China is set to unveil this year the world's longest cross-sea bridge connecting Hong Kong, Macau, and mainland China. The crossing, which took 7 years to complete, is 55 kilometers long and 6 lanes wide, comprising of 4 tunnels and 4 artificial islands. The multi-billion-dollar project, which is being hailed as an international partnership, was reportedly built using more steel than 60 Eiffel Towers in French capital Paris. The bridge will cut